stream. Now I guess we wait for people to join.
Yep.
Alright, you're seeing the Discord stream too, right?
No, yeah, actually I am, so
Okay,
I'm
just making sure so then you don't have to watch the YouTube stream and have that be fucking like a couple seconds or a minute behind.
yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah.
uh, Now, just as a heads up, I did not play Yakuza until I got my hands on Zero, and then when I bought the remastered collection on at GameStop, so I never played the PS2 games.
I've only played here's the thing, I've played almost every single one of them except for Yakuza 2, Kurohyo 2. I've only played very little of the original Ishin. And yeah, that's kind of about it. Though I still need to technically the games I still need to complete are the original Yakuza. Obviously I need to start Yakuza 2. I have to complete Kenzan. Obviously I have to complete Kurohyo 2, original
Yeah.
Ishin 2, and of course Infinite Wealth. And then the 7, shut the fuck up. You fucking queef, so shut the fuck up, bro.
Is Seven talking shit?
No, he does this in all of my streams. He keeps saying, "Did you fart?"
Oh my god.
7, you queef, shut the fuck up.
Okay. When we start, you need to place a friendly warning. If you talk shit, you get sent to the rice fields. Just warn everyone, if they talk any sort of shit, then I'm right here.
I still need. I've pretty much completed every single Yakuza game except first 2 on PS2, Kenzan, Kurohyo. Oh no! Oh, and I also still had to complete the first Kurohyo game. Yeah. So yeah.
The ones that I have played and finished are Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Judgment, Gaiden, the man who erased his name, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I did get my hands on the demo of Lost Judgment, so.
Oh, nice. But yeah, I still need to complete the 2 PSP ones that almost nobody knows. Well, they know, but they're not really known like that.
Oh, and I forgot, I did also play Dead Souls, so I have high opinions of that game.
Oh, I also played Dead Souls.
I know it may not be canon, but I'm still giving it a high positive rating. I don't give a fuck.
Alright, well, I guess we should just start, I guess.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, first Yakuza on PS2.
Oh, are we not doing an intro?
Oh, shit. Well, hi, dickheads. We're doing a Yakuza tier list, so let's just get started. Oh, hold on. Why is the shit not on? Oh, hold on. I just realized that the playlist was going off the I just realized I was on the Lost Judgment playlist and not the full Yakuza OST. We're fucking up, guys. Or well, mainly me. Anyways, first Yakuza for PS2. Well, I know you haven't played it, so it's mainly gonna be on me who's gonna do this, or we'll talk about this.
I watched you play it. I thought that from seeing it, it was good for a PS2 game, but the camera angles were a bit wonky. It looked like you were playing a Japanese version of Resident Evil.
For the main issue I have with this game is the combat. The combat is just bad, and
Combat was very wonky from what I was seeing, but yeah, my main issue is the camera angles.
Yeah, I like this game for what it does, and it was clearly the starter of it clearly started the franchise, but The combat just sucks. I hate it so much. Oh, you can't really lock onto enemies well, so yeah. But I mean, I mean, this game obviously has a good story. I mean, Kiwami, it's this and Kiwami have the same story, so yeah. Um,
Oh, and full disclosure, Kazuma Kiryu has never killed. He's just put people in the ICU.
exactly. So if we had to give a rating to the first Yakuza game, I kind of want to put either in flawed or good.
Okay. Since it has great story, compelling characters, good voice acting in both versions,
Uh huh.
uh, but the problems was the combat and the camera angles. I would say we would put it in good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Next, we have Yakuza 2, which I haven't played until Kiwami 2 release. So this is a
I've
bit.
okay, to be honest, I've only played very little of Yakuza 2, so I can't really we're not going to give or where should we put Yakuza 2? Should we just put it in good as well?
Yeah, because it was a very strong sequel.
Yeah.
Especially since it took place like a year after the events of 1.
Mhm. All
Next,
right.
we have the first spin off.
Yep. That was only released in Japan. So, I've played most of Kenzan. To be honest though, go ahead.
Uh, like, bring me up to speed on what Ken-san was about.
Okay. This is just kind of based off of memory, but pretty much you play as Miyamoto Musashi from old Japanese history, like around the time the Edo period was starting,
Okay.
and pretty much but Miyamoto Musashi ended up killing someone or killing a or yeah, I think he killed someone that he ended up going into hiding in the city of Gion. So he then ends up getting he goes under a new he goes under a new name, which is Kiryu Kazumanosuke. And then but another thing, there's like um holy fuck, it's been a while since I played Kenzan, so it's like I gotta remember what like what to remember what it was all about. But all I remember, but that's kind of the gist of what I can remember. That you obviously Kiryu plays the role of Miyamoto Musashi, ends up killing someone, goes into hiding in the city of Gion, and then goes under a new name, which is Kiryu Kazumanosuke. And then then there's characters like Haruka. I think the pretty sure the florist was there.
Oh, I I was like thinking for a second, what does he mean like by Kiryu? Because if you were talking about his voice actor is Takaya Kuroda.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is that obviously Kiryu plays the role of Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah, because I'm willing to think that Miyamoto is one of Kiryu's ancestors. Like, it's all like connected in some way.
Yeah. Um but turns out or okay, well, no. So I think I no, now I'm kind of remembering what happened. So somebody tried to pin um Miyamoto Musashi or Kiryu for him apparently murdering someone, but in reality it was they pretty much did a Yakuza 0 and somebody framed him for a murder that he didn't commit.
Okay. And it was like over money or.
I'm not like I said, it's been the last time I played Kenzan was like over a year ago, so
Fair enough.
but to now talk about its combat. Combat is it's pretty good, I could say. It's
Okay.
it's like a
Alright.
little it's a little I mean, it did kind of build the bricks for Yakuza 3's combat, obviously because Kenzan and Yakuza 3 and then 4 they all use the same, engine.
Right.
So I'd say Kenzan, while like stated, I kind of mostly forgot about this game because it's been a while since I've last played it.
Mm-hmm.
Last I remember playing, it was pretty good. So
All right. Now we
now
have.
the black sheep of the Yakuza series, Yakuza 3.
I don't think this should really. I think that calling it the Black Sheep is a bit unfair because I really liked where it was going. Like Kiryu, he's trying to retire. He starts up his own orphanage, Morning Glory, in the remaster. Uh, all these kids like I like got to know the kids. I grew to love them as if they were my own when I was playing it. uh, this whole thing, but ideally the whole thing, like the dispute between a military base and a resort, that was like kind of like a bit too much for a game about the criminal underworld. But
Mm-hmm.
plus, but there are plenty of pluses in this game, like the new combat system, the like cooler bosses. Majima gets an eye patch upgrade. Obviously, that's one of them. So I would
Yeah.
say I would say we would base this on our experience and would put it in a high rating because, like, saying it's the black sheep is a bit unfair.
Well, it's just considered the black sheep because of how, cause, cause like, listen, like, while I don't completely hate Yakuza 3, it has a lot of flaws to it. Like, for example, it looks like on the PS3 version, hell, even on the remaster, it still looks like absolute dog shit. Like, it
Well,
almost looks like another PS2 game, except just a bit more 3D based.
yeah. Well, to be fair, that game did come out when the PS3 was like really hot and new. Like it was like fresh out of the oven new.
And no, because because Yakuza 3 came out around 2009 or 2010. So
The PS3 like came out in 2008 to 2009. Like,
the PS3 came out 2006.
oh, wow, I actually didn't know that because I mean I grew up. I mean, I spent a long time with the PS2 before I got my hands on a PS3 back in 2009. So,
Yeah, but yeah, the way Yakuza 3 looks is just terrible. That is something I will admit to say that Yakuza 3 does look terrible. And
one
and then another thing that and then now if we're going based off the original first, this game cuts so much out.
one terrible thing I did not exactly like about Yakuza 3 was the reveal that a CIA agent who looks like someone who's been dead for about 3 years now shows up out of nowhere. Like, basically Kazama's little brother. Like, that was the biggest
Yeah.
plot twist that was
Yeah.
really shoved down our throats.
Did you not like Joji Kazuma?
I mean, he was okay. Like, I didn't hate him. I just didn't like that. Why was he never mentioned before?
I
Like,
mean, I don't know. They were just trying to surprise you, really.
yeah, but in my experience when it comes to playing video games, I like to have something that's mentioned for a potential like appearance in a sequel. Like, say, oh yeah, Kazama-san said something about having a brother. Maybe I'll see him sometime. Like, that would have helped.
But even then, though, they want to give you they like give. Well, I don't know if it's Sega or RGG, but they like to give people plot twists, and honestly, I'm kind of a fan of that. So
I don't think RGG became a thing exactly until they made Yakuza 0, but because Sega holds most of the property to the Yakuza games.
yeah, but yeah, Sega is mainly a big fan of plot twists, and honestly, I can get behind that sometimes.
Okay, well, since most of it was good, and if we're going to be fair for it, I'd say we should say it's flawed or bland.
Yeah, going back to what I was saying, Yakuza 3 cut out so much content. They took like 20 sub stories out. They got rid of the hostess club.
Why didn't
Uh
they re put it back in the remaster.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm mainly going based off the original though, because
oh,
the remaster and the original don't really have much, aren't really that different. Besides,
oh,
adding the mini games back. But like, yeah, they took out 20 sub stories. Um they got rid of the hostess clubs. And they also got rid of about like 4 mini games.
oh, I'm basing this off my experience on the remaster. So my
Okay,
bad.
but if we were talking about remaster, it does go a bit, it would be a little bit higher, but not by much though. So,
Okay, well, we'll put it in high flawed.
yeah. Yakuza 4.
This was the biggest point in my experience of the Yakuza games, because this may come as like a bit disappointing to most in chat, but I'm a huge fan of Tanimura, like more than Kiryu,
Too bad that Tanimura was only in one game.
due to voice actor issues of them falsely accusing him of taking drugs.
Yeah. Yakuza I
But
personally love Yakuza 4 because I mean, first and foremost, you got 4 playable protagonists
of
and
Shun Akiyama, Taiga Saejima, Masayoshi Tanimura, and Kazuma Kiryu, who we thought was like completely done after what happened at the end of 3.
yeah. But but now going on the story, it was absolutely amazing. Oh, and also the final bosses are amazing too.
And let's not forget the plot twist that the corrupt police was actually connected to Jingu from Yakuza 1.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was like connected to the 10 billion yen incident. That was actually a really cool twist that I wish I saw coming.
Yeah.
But
Um
now let's talk about the fighting styles of the characters. You got Akiyama, who, well, he basically just kicks you in the face.
mhm.
Uh, One question is how Akiyama learned to fight like that, because he's like just a he used to be a banker, a homeless guy, and he's now a loan shark to a
Mhm.
degree. Where did he learn to fight?
Yep. Who knows?
But yeah, most of his fighting involves like breaking your face with his foot. But if you do certain sub stories, there are also attacks where he'll shove like a fashion magazine up your ass or something.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding you. This literally happened.
To be honest, like after like I finish Yakuza games, I kind of just go on to the next game. I don't really even do the sub stories till like later on.
Yeah. Saejima, we've never heard of him, except like there was a hint in Yakuza Kiwami 2 at least that Majima was close to someone else in the Yakuza, and that hinted at Saejima, who's
Well,
been in
well,
for
s-
5 years.
well, Sajima was also mentioned in Zero though.
Yeah, but if you're basing this off the PS3 and not the remaster, then
Okay, well, okay. Let's be honest. Let's go off both of them, honestly.
all right.
Okay, so do you want to switch Yakuza 3?
Yeah, we'll put it a bit higher because, like I said, the remaster was actually really good.
Yeah. So going on Yakuza 4, both remaster and the original. I mean, to be honest, I feel like the only thing they really changed in Yakuza 4 was just the localization and subtitles.
Yes. Now
And of course Tanimura because of, the
this was
allegations.
this was more of Tanimura's game, because like this was all like connected to an incident that his father investigated 25 years ago, which was the amount of time that Saejima spent behind jail. Um, but going back to talking about the characters, we also have Saejima, who, like I said, spent 25 years in prison. Like he's like a very quiet beast that he could rip you in half if you piss him off.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And
but
then and then Tanimura, who is a corrupt detective who'll take bribes. So
Well, he's not really corrupt because he's not using that money for personal gains. He's actually using it to support children
Oh
whose
yeah,
parents have
yeah,
been.
and the in Little Asia, yeah.
His fighting style was actually very unique to me because he's like quick. He'll parry you. One of my favorite heat actions is after you parry someone, he will kick them in the shins, reach around to punch them in the face, twist them around, and then break the fuck out of their arm.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of my favorite things. His taunt, I have to admit, it sucks because it barely fills up any heat. He just raises his gun and fires it like he's signaling off a horse race or something.
Mhm.
Uh, but he does have two awesome grappling animations: the normal one, and then he'll twist you and just grab your arm, like he's about to break it.
Mhm.
Uh, and I'm not gay for saying this, but he does look like something of a pretty boy, like in the original version at least.
And then Kiryu, well, he's fucking Kiryu. What more do you want us to tell you?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, we've already gone past 3 games, minus Kenzan, and he's just Kiryu.
What more do you want?
Okay, but honestly, Yakuza 4 in general, I'd say it's a great game.
It is absolutely great.
Oh yeah, here's another thing we keep forgetting. The soundtracks. Oh, I loved Yakuza 4 soundtrack.
Yes.
There is this one song, like when you're doing like the long plays before you fight a boss. Material Delights from Yakuza 4 is a fire song.
And the theme song for Faith.
Oh, For
Absolutely.
Faith is a beautiful song. I don't care if the lyrics don't make sense. They're still amazing.
Yes.
Oh, and also, I know this doesn't really have much to do with the game itself, but that cover for Yakuza 4 is sexy.
I'm not gay, but I'm gonna agree.
Like, okay, like if like for the other Yakuza 4 cover is just I don't know, it's just kind of bland compared to this one.
Yeah.
Now we have the killer, well, almost the killer of the Yakuza series, Dead Souls.
This was. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just giving this a high rating because I love the Yakuza games and I love zombie shooters. This was a win for me.
I'm a mixed bag for this. Like, here's the thing. The thing is that a lot of people don't like this game because it almost killed the series in the West. But for
Okay.
me, my main issue kind of comes from the controls. The controls are really awkward.
Um. Now I'm gonna have to be honest. I didn't really have much issue because whenever I start a new game, I get used to the controls fairly quickly, within 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, but even then though, if for most shooter games you would use if you're on PlayStation, you would use L2 to aim and then R2 to shoot. While this one, from what I remember, it was like L2 to aim and then R1 to shoot.
Well, I mean, it was confusing, but I did find a setting in the controls to switch that so it was L1 R1 since it was a PS3 game.
Mm.
So it was easy to deal with. Now the story,
Story's just all over the place, honestly.
this was inspired by Resident Evil levels of ripoff.
Yeah. I mean, the
I
zombies
mean,
literally look like they came from Resident Evil.
hell, the whole virus was ripped off of Resident Evil. The very first virus was found by something in Africa.
So, the thing is that, like stated, I'm not even trying to be, on the bandwagon of hating Dead Souls, because I don't hate this game. I'm just very mixed on it.
I absolutely love it. I mean, you get to play as Akiyama, who rocks dual pistols like some gunslinger. He's literally the rich Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yeah, and then, Majima has some fucking...
Like a powerhouse of a shotgun.
Ryuji from Yakuza 2, he uses his own fucking arm, and then
Yeah,
Kiryu...
he uses like an anti-material rifle.
And then Kiryu, he just uses, you know,
I
his
mean,
rifle.
he kind of has to because when it comes to the zombies, his fists aren't enough.
Yeah, true.
But there was also the reason why Kiryu went back to Kamurocho is because Haruka was kidnapped when she was visiting the retirement ceremony at Sunflower.
Yeah. And yeah, but to be honest though, the bosses are just weird, honestly.
Actually, what's really funny is that this one actually is popular in its own way because it later becomes an Easter egg in Judgment.
Oh yeah, true. And also oh, and let's not forget about the Majima fight where he dresses up as where he acts like a zombie. And then also it was recent Dead Souls was also mentioned in Infinite Wealth and a and like a and the little thing on Kiryu's story where he reminisces about the, you know,
Yeah,
about these games. And then
and
yeah, go ahead.
let's talk about the karaoke.
Oh
Uh,
my, oh, are we talking about Majima's karaoke?
yep,
Fucking 500 out of 10.
exactly. And then there's also the unlockable costumes after you beat the game.
Yeah.
One of those is literally just an outfit you could pick out for Mitsuo from the orphanage.
Mhm. And then another okay, I won't lie. Although part of me likes to call this the charm of the game, there's sometimes where it'll run like at 5 FPS.
Well, my game did have a few performance issues, but I managed to fix that because it turns out that my PS3 was like it was a bit slow because it was like raining, so the internet was a bit
Well,
slow.
it's not even that, but like when you're, you know how when you're like shooting like one of the freaking
The gas tanks or something.
yeah, it will like drop frames fast.
I mean, hasn't really happened to me. The only time my game dropped rates, like Steph Curry in the fourth quarter, when um, was when the final boss, and it was the one and only time that the game crashed.
Yeah. Now, giving Dead Souls a rating, I'd probably just put it in flawed. I can't as much like listen, I did enjoy this game for what it was, but it was like
I was also suggesting to put it there solely because of the frame rate issues that the game suffered.
yeah. All right,
All
next
right.
we have the two PSP spin-offs. We have Kuroyo 1 or Black Panther and then Black Panther 2. No, this isn't Wakanda. This is Baby Nishiki.
This is the yeah. I was about to say this kid looks like Nishiki if he was still a pissed off teenager.
Yeah, or if you want to get technical, his name is Ukyo Tatsuya or whatever his name is.
Okay, I'm just calling Nishiki Junior. Fuck that.
I call him Baby Nishiki. Why does this listen? Part of me came up with this. Freaking Nishiki secretly had a kid while Nishiki secretly had a kid, was pissed off with him, so he left them, became an orphan, then went to school and got and fucking and was so fucking pissed he started bullying everyone. Now and then that's when Ukyo Tatsuya was born.
Isn't that basically what Ryuji did back in Yakuza 0? He was like
I
a school
think
kid who bullied
I
people.
think so. Yeah. Guess he has a parallel to Ryuji then.
Yeah.
So I've so yeah.
He also gave him a bit of flashbacks to Kasuga.
Oh yeah.
Dragon.
Yep. All right. So yeah, the first Black Panther game. I'll be honest, I have not played a lot of it. I think I got up to like the 4th chapter. But from what I played so far, it is really good for a PSP game.
Yeah. I never played it, so
And this is very like, and it's more inspired by the Def Jam games, so because this was developed by the same developers of the Def Jam games, Def Jam games, which is Sin Sophia. Also, the soundtrack, just like the other games, is pretty good in my opinion. But
Yeah.
obviously, because this is a spin-off, I know we put Ken's on here, but I don't know.
I
Like,
would say, like, from what you're telling me, I would say we won't be too harsh, but we'll put it in like mid good.
yeah, I guess we'll just put it right there.
Yeah. Now Black Panther 2, which
Never have played in my life.
neither have I.
So I guess we're just not gonna rate it.
Just put it in bootleg tier. Yeah.
Here, let's just switch this to haven't played much.
Yeah.
Or
at all.
haven't played. Here, honestly, I guess I'll just put Yakuza 2 in here. And I
Yeah.
guess honestly, I'll just probably just I actually no, maybe I don't know. I kind of want to put Ken's on here too.
But you have played it.
I've played it, but I haven't completed it.
Okay.
Neither have I. Okay, you know what? I guess we'll just keep it like that for now.
Yakuza 5.
Okay, this one is like it's like one of the more divided games in the series.
This game was such a clusterfuck.
Yeah, listen, I know there was 5 protagonists, but this game was way too long.
Now, I'm going to be fair. Let's start with talking about the characters. You got Kiryu, who's returned. Sadly, he's not with his kids at Morning Glory, but instead he's a taxi driver at Fukuoka.
Yep.
You got Saejima, who escaped prison. Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You got Akiyama, who's trying to expand his business in Sotenbori. You do get to play as 2 new characters, which was awesome. You finally get to play as Haruka.
Yep.
Although her gameplay was more like, "Look at me, I'm a cute princess." Instead of
Listen, I'm going to say this now. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, Haruka's part, I fucking love that shit.
No shame in admitting it. I'm throwing my hands down. Loved Haruka's segments.
Dude, listen. I like yeah, you guys you could call us cringe, you could call us weeaboos, I don't care, but the thing is, you just don't know how good Haruka's part is. It's mainly because it kind of gives you that break from all this beating ass thing, and then you could just play like just a little rhythm game.
Oh, we've completely forgot to bring something since Yakuza 3.
What?
The Revelations.
Oh yeah, Revelations were introduced in Yakuza 3.
Which was inspiring events that inspire you to learn new moves.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
But Haruka's revelation was the funniest. She literally watched a girl die to learn something.
Bro. And then we got the 5th character, which is the replacement for Tanimura, which is Shinada.
Tatsuo Shinada, who looks like an aged up version of the guy from Shenmue. A former baseball player who went pro but was banned for life after being falsely accused of stealing signs, and now works as a journalist for sex clubs.
Yeah.
Heavily in debt.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure most of the combat for the first 3 characters are pretty much similar to 4. Haruka doesn't have combat. The combat for her is just you pressing buttons to the rhythm. And then Shinada's okay. I know this is a bit of a hot take because I know people say, "Oh, Shinada's good," but Shinada's combat sucks.
Okay, I'm going to be civil here. I think that in terms of his hand-to-hand combat, it's terrible, but that's because he was more of like learning how to use different weapons.
Yeah, except the baseball bat, because you cannot be using baseball bats as weapons.
He respects it. He respects.
Yeah, exactly.
but he will like poke you multiple times with a steel pipe,
Yeah.
and also like hit you in the crotch before, uh, like ramming the thing down your throat.
Yeah.
Like, I
Oh
think
wait.
Shinada was actually all right. Plus, I'm not ashamed to admit it. The fucker's ripped.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to say Shinada's completely bad. I liked his character. It's just his hand-to-hand combat just sucked. But I mean, it's understandable because Shinada's combat is more to be used for like with weapons.
Yeah.
Now going on to the story of Yakuza 5. Like we said, it's a bit of a clusterfuck because of,
This whole thing, like, this was all connected to Haruka's debut idol, and all of that was connected to a fucking baseball scandal 15 years ago. How the fuck?
and that so Kirya's story. The thing is, I don't know. I just wasn't digging the whole taxi gimmick.
I mean,
And
I
not saying it was bad, but I just really didn't really dig into it.
I like the racing because I got to play Machine Gun Kiss
True.
thanks to the CDs I bought at the convenience store, but um, and I got to perform all sorts of cool tricks. That was a win. And I got to customize my cab. Like I made it the most fucking anime taxi you could think of. Like I got, that certain sticker for the taxi,
Yeah.
the one with all the girls.
Oh yeah.
I picked that one,
Oh my god.
and I just fucking ran with it.
All right. Now, listen. I know this is about to be a bit of a hot take, but Saijima's part, I just
It felt unnecessary.
I did not like the whole like having to kill deer and okay, and I'm not trying to say I'm against hunting, but like the hunting segment for Sajima just felt more like a chore than fun.
Um, Actually, I did. Now, all the mini games I did enjoy to an extent. I did enjoy the hunting segment because I was actually like trying to 100% the whole thing, find all the little Jizo statues, and I wanted to like fully upgrade Saijima's winter gear. And I
Yeah,
managed to do, but it did feel like a waste of time considering you spent this whole time uh, going after this giant fucking bear and you don't even kill it.
yeah. And yeah, and also the Hokkaido, like the town that Saijima was in.
Hmm.
It was okay. I know that the Hokkaido like town that or the Sapporo or wherever it was. I know it gets hated a lot, but you can't even blame us for hating it because like there was too many invisible walls. There was you could barely roam around too that much.
I mean,
So it was like
the only thing that was good about the town Saijima went to was the revelation.
yeah, but everything else like stated, it was very limited to where you could go to because of, because there was a bunch of like blocked off
Cops.
parts.
There was a bunch of cops.
Yeah. And then also, all right, and then and then now going to Akiyama and Haruka's part
Haruka.
because they both share a story. Which their town was Sotenbori.
Yep.
I mean, it's Sotenbori. It's great.
Sotenbori, Haruka was practicing to become a teen J-pop idol while Akiyama was expanding his business while also planning to visit Haruka's boss and mother figure because they started bonding. Was going to visit her to get back the money that he lent her.
Mm-hmm. And then, um, there's Shinada's town, which is Nagoya, right?
Now, Naoya.
Yeah, Nagoya.
I didn't really like the subplot of this like hidden Yakuza family. It was just more of a neighborhood watch.
Yeah, yeah. And then, but like the story for each of them, Kirya's was decent in my opinion. Saijima's just felt like a chore. and the Akiyama and Haruka's uh town Akiyama and Haruka's story was I'd say I liked it. And then Shinada's part, it was it was decent.
Yeah. Plus, the fa- what was really funny to me was how Shinada got excited when the girl he liked and like offered him extra special services for helping her.
Yeah. And then Fukuoka, I mean it was Fukuoka. I did like the opening fight though, like when you first started playing. I did like that. But yeah, Yakuza 5 in general, it's a very divisive game. I personally love it, but
Oh, let's agree. The worst final boss was Yakuza 5.
yeah.
That one was so long. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, and then also let's not forget the ending of the game. Oh my god.
I have to give credit to Haruka at the end because that took a lot of courage to.
Yes, but it's almost like you kind of just fucked yourself over though.
Yeah, but um, I guess she thought. I mean, yes, her intentions were pure. Like she didn't want to be away from the guy she loved as a father, and she didn't want to be away from her siblings. Like,
Yeah, but even then though, like the main reason why, Kiryu stayed away in the first place was to keep, Haruka and the kids, safe.
yeah, but he
But
tried that back
yeah.
in Yakuza. Tried that back in Yakuza too, and she was like hell bent on not leaving him.
Yeah, and that's understandable, but this was like Haruka starting to grow up. She was like what, 15, 16 by this point?
She was 15, yeah.
And it was time for for herself to grow. And also considering the fact that Haruka wanted to become an idol, but the thing is, just like most idols, they can't be seen. They can't. No one can find out, or they can't have they can't be in a relationship because idols are the thing of cuteness. And if people found out that you have a significant other, or you're connected to Yakuza, yeah, your career's in the fucking shambles.
Yeah, that does remind me there was a bit of flashback that her boss was also an idol, but she did marry Majima and got
Yeah,
pregnant. But she aborted that pregnancy, and in the words of YouTuber Devil Leon 7, Majima respected her and then walked away.
yeah. And then, yeah, wait, I didn't even know you watched Devil Leon 7. Fucking W.
Oh, yeah.
But
I,
Yakuza
ma-
5, go ahead.
I mainly watched it from his video of respecting women.
Yeah. But Yakuza 5 in general, I love almost everything about it. It's just like I stated, the final boss and a bit of the ending I really just didn't like.
I mean, you didn't have to say that Kiryu was Yakuza. You could have just said he was a loving father, and you didn't want to be away from that.
Yeah. I'd say I'd want to put this in. Should we put it in great or peak fiction?
Um, let's put it in good because aside from the final boss and that ending, it was actually pretty good. Now we have what is
Ishin.
that?
Ishin.
It.
I have not. I have barely played the Japanese version, so our opinion will mainly be based on the remake. Really, the only
Yakuza
the yeah. So like,
0.
I mean,
This was the origin of Kiryu and Majima.
what more can we say? Yakuza 0 is the peakest fucking game out of the series.
What's the fact that you earn a shitload of money from beating people up?
Yeah, that was amazing.
It's too bad that if you were to free roam as Kiryu, you have to go all the way to Sotenbori to fight in the arena. That was the only thing that sucked.
Yeah, but other than I feel like the only like flaws. Okay, maybe it's just because I'm bad at the game, but Mr. Shakedown.
Oh, actually, I have a tip for you if you're gonna keep trying it.
Oh no no! I already know how to beat them. It's just when I first played, they were a bit of an issue.
Yeah, but if you want, I can give you like my advice, like just for fun.
I just use the slime gun.
No, what I did is to after you do the Mr. Libido side mission, you get like access to the medicine he uses.
Mm-hmm.
Stock up on that. Uh, like buy just like a ton of them. Put it in the shared storage unit between Kiryu and Majima. Then put them in the phone boost. Then just like carry them around so that when you fight him,
Mm-hmm.
you have way more of a chance than you should.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Go ahead.
also just craft the most OP weapons at the Chinese shop.
Yeah, I just use the slime gun because that takes them down pretty easily. But both of their stories I freaking loved. Okay, mainly just because I started with Zero and not, the first game on PS2. But like both of their stories were amazing.
Plus, the fact that this was all connected to a lot in the middle of a real estate development area. Like, I did my homework back in the 80s. Real estate was a fucking,
Like,
like a buffet for rich people back in the 80s in Japan.
yeah. And this is also the time where, it was the economy bubble or whatever.
Yeah, the bubble.
Yeah.
And there was, oh, and there was also managing the cabaret club. That was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know what else we could say, but great soundtrack like most Yakuza games. Um,
Opening credits of fire.
oh yeah. Oh, and also the opening was amazing. And then you know, and
The
also
bosses.
oh yeah, the bosses were good. I especially loved fighting Kuze a lot.
It kind of got annoying after round 3, but
I mean, yeah, but Kuze was still a pretty fun boss to fight.
I preferred Laogui and Shibusawa. Those
Oh
were my
yeah.
favorite.
Oh, and then there's also
And doing the side businesses to unlock the hidden styles of the
oh
characters.
yeah.
Like, wait, Kiryu's real estate, you unlock his Dragon Dojima style, and then do the cabaret business, you unlock the Mad Dog of Shimano.
Yeah, the only issue I have is that like some of the characters in there just kind of just get written off with like no mention whatsoever. Like
Like
for
Tachibana,
Touch,
Oda.
yeah, Tachibana, yeah, Oda, and then there's also what it was the one girl that worked with Kiryu in the real estate. She didn't really,
Oh, yeah.
she didn't get another mention.
Yeah,
Who else?
Maria.
Yeah, Maria. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, there was also uh, Hiroki and Lee. I mean, Majima said he was basing his personality off of those two, but
Yeah,
other than that, they never mentioned again. I wanted to say Makoto Makimura, but she
but
gets mentioned in Kiwami too.
yeah, it's because she's in the Majima saga for Kiwami too.
Uh,
But
my
yeah,
only problem with the Mad Dog of Shimano placed style was the fact that it was just one heat action. I mean, I loved
true.
it, but could have put more.
Yeah, but yeah, Yakuza 0. We don't need to explain more. Just play Yakuza 0. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Na-
Yakuza Kiwami. Now we're talking business.
Kiwami was like okay.
I mean,
The only things that I found really annoying in Kiwami was the freaking shooting thing.
the Majima Everywhere segment.
Well, not really. Okay, Majima everywhere. I'm okay. I won't lie. It did kind of start to get annoying, but then once you complete the game, now it's kind of just you who's looking for Majima.
Yeah, but still, the second you. Because I remember after completing Chapter 12 and then going back to Kamurocho, like, Majima was just instantly there and he was, like, waiting for me to finish my phone call with Date san. He was, like, just walking around. He's like, oh, Kiryu-chan's on the phone. I'll wait.
That reminds me of the part where you meet Hayashi in Ares.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, there's some people who consider Kiwami kind of just like Yakuza 0.5.
I consider it the proper remake of Yakuza 1.
True.
So I would say put this in peak.
I'd say so, yeah.
Now we got Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. This game broke my heart.
Yeah, but can I be honest? After completing this game, anytime I go into Premium Adventure, I feel underwhelmed.
Every time I go into Premium Adventure, I feel like, what's the point? Like,
Yeah, like the thing is that like yeah, the story kind of hurt me a little bit, but it's also like I don't know what it was, but just I feel like I know this is the first Dragon Engine game, but I feel like they kind of just didn't they kind of fucked up on a couple corners.
um, but let's agree on one positive thing.
Yeah, what is it?
Haruto Sawamura is adorable.
Yes. Hey, have you seen the T-posing Haruto?
No.
Just look it up on Google. You will fucking it was a
You trying to ruin Haruto for me, man?
No. So someone got a screenshot. So there was a bug in Yakuza 6 that had Haruto T-posing.
Is he like sitting in Kiryu's arms or something?
No, hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna send it to you on I'm gonna send it to you on in DMs. Hold up.
All right.
Hold on. I just found it. Hold on. All right. Check Discord.
I'll check it out later.
Okay.
I want to finish this up. I gotta get going soon.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, Yakuza 6, while I enjoyed the story, it was amazing. It's just it's very underwhelming to come back to though.
And the ending was just like really sad. Like, yes, he's like doing this for the kids and who basically is his grandson, but
Yeah, but it's almost just like I don't know. Like like I said, this game is not bad by all means. I love this game, but it's just like I stated, coming back to it makes me extremely underwhelmed.
I just want to say this: Haruka's baby daddy, what's his name? Yuta.
Yuta.
He looks like Yuri Lowenthal a bit.
Another thing I remember for Yakuza 6 is that one of the voice actors actually does not like video games at all. It was the old fuck who was who tried to who it was the old fuck who was associated with Nagumo and the three other dickheads.
The guy who like sat in his room and eating sundaes.
Yeah, you know, like the guy like okay, I wouldn't say he has the buzz cut, but it was the old guy. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, apparently that douchebag doesn't like video games, but he only agreed to do it just because he was drinking buddies with Nagoshi.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd say I want to put it in good.
I want to put it in great because I did think it was not that bad. It was just the ending of the story that broke me. Like, that was it.
Like I stated, though, the game is a bit underwhelming to come back to.
How about high good?
Yeah. All right, Kiwami 2. This game is almost perfect in every way.
It is.
The only issue I had was how short the Majima saga was.
Yes, and there is a special handgun that is literally a Colt 1911. That gun kicks ass.
Yeah. I know a lot of people complain about the Kiwami games for like getting rid of the old music, but honestly, that doesn't really, you know. I've heard some of the like older music. I do like them. I do like it, but it's just like I wouldn't really say it's the biggest deal breaker.
Yeah, and I do love the old theme song of Yakuza 2, but I loved what they did with Kiwami 2. Plus, there was one thing that they changed from Yakuza 2 into Kiwami 2. From what I heard, in Yakuza 2, Kiryu works at a host club.
Oh yeah.
But in Kiwami 2, he basically took Majima's job.
Yeah.
And you even meet, what was her name? Yuki? Yumi?
I think it was Yuki.
I was thinking of Kiryu's love interest. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, you meet Yuki, and she's running her own cabaret club, and that was actually really cool.
Yeah, I kind of want to put this in peak fiction.
Peak fiction, no questions.
Judgment.
Peak fiction. uh, okay, I'll go ahead and explain why. I loved the story because I'm a big fan of like mystery stuff,
I did too.
and
I
plus
did love it.
I think Takayuki Yagami was like very unique. Like he's not wearing a cheap noir suit. He's actually wearing something that you would find in an American high school greaser.
Yeah. You see,
And
the reason why I couldn't really agree much with peak fiction is because of Lost Judgment.
um now the antagonist, the mole, he was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Uh and one thing I really did like about Judgment was that you could date girls.
Oh yeah.
And the funny thing is that uh, one really funny thing I loved about Yagami was that this guy is 35 years old. He smokes, he drinks,
And he
yet
still kicks ass and is fast.
yeah, he's still able to kick your ass, and he can run.
Yeah, exactly.
If you take too long in a fight and the cops come after you, you could bolt it.
Yeah.
So
For me, I would just put it in great because Lost Judgment.
all right, let's put it in great because I haven't played much of Lost Judgment, but I'm willing to take your word on it.
Okay. Yakuza Like a Dragon, the first turn-based Yakuza game.
The
I
Persona ripoff, as I call it.
it's only good. I don't care fight me all you want. I don't care. Listen, I liked the story. The characters were great. I liked Ichiban, but the turn-based in this game was so unbalanced.
Like I said, I haven't played it, so I can't rate it, but I'm literally calling it the Persona ripoff.
Yeah, I know you only have about 3 minutes left, so I'm just trying to get through these fast.
Lost Judgments.
Lost Judgment, peak fiction. Don't care what anyone says. I know there's people who be hating on it, but dude, the school stories were amazing. The Kaito files, let's not forget that. And
Yep.
they have probably my favorite. They have my favorite villain in the game, and that's Soma. People hated Soma so much, and they clearly RGG knew what they were doing with this one then, because Soma's point was that you're supposed to hate him because he's a villain.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm taking your word on it. Plus, I did check it out. New fighting styles aside from Crane and Tiger.
Oh yeah, they have the boxer style and the snake style, I think.
Yeah, and again, I think that you were right. They did seem to know what they were doing with Soma because I did watch YouTube videos like just to check it out. They they mastered it about as well as they mastered the mole, who turned out to be a fucking killer cop named Mitsuru Kuroiwa.
Bro has Mitsuru in his name. All right, Ishin.
I haven't played it, so
I love it. But I wouldn't say it's the peakest of peak fiction, but it's a great spinoff. All right.
like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, that's an automatic peak.
Okay. And then yeah, and then Infinite Wealth. I'd say it's better. I'd say it's better than 7.
Yeah, I haven't played it, so I don't really know, but I think that the idea of it was like the story about what is happening to Kiryu. It was kind of dumb.
Yeah, and also they did kind of ruin it a little bit. I'm not trying to say this game is bad or it shouldn't exist, but it's like with Yakuza, but it's like if Yakuza 6 was considered to be the last Kiryu game, they then kind of just and with Kiryu in the end saying that, of 6 saying he's not gonna fall for the Daidoji's tricks or whatever, he still does it.
he's working for them, but that's because they promised him funding to Morning Glory. So
True. And then the pirate game, haven't played. It's not even out yet.
I want to talk a little bit more about the man who erased his name. I think that the let's just all agree that ending was like a fucking tearjerker.
Oh yeah, it was.
Because Kiryu learned that despite being the grown up, he actually needed those kids more than they did him.
Yeah. All right, it's 5:30 if you want to get going.
Oh, actually, my mom texted.
Uh-huh.
Stepdad's in Paoli. I'll get you food when he gets home.
Okay. Well, but before we end this stream, because I thought you were gonna have to leave soon, but
nope, I have to wait a little bit longer.
Okay, because even though I have work, I'm willing to be late just to talk about some of the ratings. So I know we were kind of a little bit, in the rush.
But a little bit was a bit rushed, but
okay, but the reason why I liked Like a Dragon Ishin, well, going back, okay, this first part has a little bit to do with the original, but the opening from the original Ishin was amazing, great song and everything. Also, I loved wielding, a sword and a gun at the same time. Like, that shit was really cool.
That was epic. I will admit when I saw it on YouTube.
And then I loved the fight against Yoshinobu Tokugawa.
Yeah.
Like I said, while I loved it, and of course they added, a bit more of karaoke songs and they also to have it fit more with the samurai aspect.
And I do want to talk a bit about Kiryu's design in Infinite Wealth. While I do like how he's like letting his hair down, he kind of looks a bit like Narukami because
he does. All right, and then okay, but yeah, okay. Let me reiterate a little bit more on Yakuza 7 or Like a Dragon. Thing is, listen, I get it. I get it. You casual motherfuckers who got into Yakuza through Like a Dragon. I get it. You guys, I mean, yeah, the story is good and on, and and they also had a bit of the real estate thing from like Zero, but it's like it's not that good, dude. And then Infinite Wealth, they improved the combat quite a bit more. And
Danny Trejo in it.
What's up?
Danny Trejo's in the game from what I saw.
And that
is one of the enemies, I think.
Yeah. And and I'm glad they did the dual protagonist, but I hope this is the last time Kiryu has to fuck around.
He's getting treatment for his cancer, and he's finally reuniting with his family. Let him go. Let him rest. Let him retire.
Yeah.
I know in Yakuza 5 he said no, he could run from his past all he wants, but no matter what happens, he'll always be Yakuza. But last I checked, in Gaiden and Yakuza 7, the Yakuza was like dismantled.
Yeah. And then what's another game that we kind of just rushed? We can't do the pirate one because that's not even out yet. But I'd say I know there wasn't really any bad games, quote unquote, but like, to be honest, to me, there isn't really like a bad Yakuza game. There's just some that kind of just stand out more than others, really.
Yeah. I have an idea for our next tier list.
What?
Final bosses in Persona games.
Maybe.
I mean, it's not the worst idea I've had.
I know. I didn't even call it bad. But anyway, I think this will just be our tier list for now. If we might update it in the future, I don't know. But yeah, this is our tier list for now.
Hey, as long as Kiryu retires in peace, I'm willing to continue.
Yeah. But
dude already looked at Narukami. Let him go.
Oh God. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much for for watching the stream. That's our Yakuza tier list. We might also do the covers of Yakuza games. We don't know. And yeah, that's about it. And yeah, thank you guys for your time.